Have you ever felt a divine presence, and then, just as quickly as it came, it vanished? Have you ever wondered why Buddhists and Bodhisattvas don't stay permanently in your life? Why do they seem to appear only in fleeting moments of grace? Could it be that the problem isn't them, but us? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are venturing into the sacred yet often misunderstood realm of spiritual presence. Enlightened beings seem to come and go, and what it truly means to be ready to receive them. The ancient texts and spiritual teachings of many traditions speak clearly. Buddhists and Bodhisattvas are always present. They do not leave. They do not hide. But whether you perceive them or not depends entirely on the state of your heart. This may be hard to accept. After all, if you're praying, chanting, meditating, you always feel their presence. The answer is subtle. Buddhists are like the sun, instant, radiant, life-giving. But if your windows are closed, if your curtains are gone, if you're in the basement of ego, pain, or distraction, you won't see the light. Let's begin with a story. In a mountain temple, a young monk once asked his master, "Why don't I see the Buddha even though I chant every day?" The master took him to a well. "Look," he said. The young monk peered into the water, but saw only ripples. "Now wait," said the master. As they stood in silence, the water still lit. The monk gasped. His reflection became clear, and then behind it, the shimmering form of a golden figure. "You do not see the Buddha because your mind is disturbed," the master said. "When the mind is still, the truth appears." This story isn't just poetic, it's a spiritual law. The presence of divine beings requires spiritual stillness, perfection, sainthood, openness. You might be surprised to know how many people throughout history claim to have encountered divine beings, not in temples, but in ordinary moments. Farmer in a field hears a chant without a source. Sick child sees a glowing figure by her bed. Woman meditating in her living room suddenly feels embraced by infinite compassion. These are not hallucinations. They're resonances. But why do such moments vanish so quickly? Because we are not trained to hold them. When the energy of the Bodhisattva enters your space, it raises your vibration. It brings light, love, awareness. But if your body and mind are not grounded, that high energy becomes overwhelming. It's like pouring hot tea into a cracked cup. A presence slips through. Hot because the tea is faulty, but because the cup isn't ready. This is why spiritual practice is so important. Not just rituals, but inner preparation. So how do we prepare? The first step is purification. Purify your mind of constant distraction, your heart of resentment, your life of chaos. Even 10 minutes a day of quiet reflection, of mindful breathing, of sincere chanting. These are steps toward becoming a vessel that can hold divine presence longer. The second step is faith. Not blind belief, but a trust that what you do matters, even when results aren't immediate. Bodhisattvas do not appear for entertainment. They come to guide, and they test whether you're truly walking the path. A famous master once said, "Buddhas knock on every door, but they only enter where the door is opened from the inside." The third step is humility. Often, people chase spiritual highs, signs, miracles. A true presence requires emptiness. When you are full of ego, opinions, or demands, there's no room for grace. When you become small, the infinite enters. There's a beautiful story of a woman who prayed for 10 years to see Guanyin Bodhisattva. One night, she dreamed of a simple old woman sweeping a temple. Disappointed, she woke up thinking she failed. But a mind told her that was Guanyin. She came to see if you'd recognize her in simplicity. She hadn't. The Bodhisattvas often come not in fireworks, but in whispers, in strangers, in grains, and the peace that comes after sincere tears. So if you haven't seen or felt them, don't assume they're absent. Ask instead, am I truly present? Another key reason they leave is because their work is done. They come not to stay, but to serve. Like doctors, they appear when healing is needed. Like teachers, they come when you're ready to learn. And like true friends, they leave space for you to grow on your own. They don't rob you of responsibility. They empower your journey. There's a profound quote from the Avajjana Sutra: "The Buddha guides with silence, teaches with stillness, blesses with presence." That means the real work is in your hands. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful, but overlooked reasons Buddhists go. Or karma. If your karmic patterns are heavy with anger, deceit, greed, it becomes hard for high vibrational beings to connect. Not because they don't want to, but because you've built walls. But here's the good news: karma is not fixed. Every kind act, every moment of honesty, every genuine prayer burns karma and opens light. It's like cleaning a mirror. The reflection was always there, you just couldn't see it. So if you want the Buddhist to stay longer, live like they're already here. Speak gently, nobly, think purely. When your life becomes a temple, the divine cannot help but dwell within it. In the end, remember this: the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas never truly leave. They are like stars, always shining, even when hidden by clouds. It is we who leave ourselves. But the path back is always open. Walk it with sincerity. And one day, perhaps when you least expect it, the light will return, not just for a moment, but forever. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts and stories in the comments. Have you ever felt a divine presence? Did it stay or vanish? What changed in you afterward? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue with us as we unveil the truths hidden in silence, simplicity, and the sacred.